Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you very much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking another look at Bitcoin, helping, trying to figure out what's going to happen next. It does look like we want to break down further, as expected, but we're not quite there yet. However, I think we're right on the edge of the precipice of further downside. So just be mindful, be careful. If you're going to be trading right now, absolutely more likelihood for the price to pull down than it is to go up. Again, we have that magneticism here for that 25,300 range, and it's important to recognize that we could very well see a sell-off. Again, there's a possibility we could see an upside too, don't get me wrong. Stranger things can happen, but with it being unsuccessful to get through that resistance level at this point after roughly 7 days of consolidation, there's a good chance that the price will break down here. We're retesting this Fibonacci retracement level here about 26,800, and it's not looking fantastic for lack of better terms, at least to the upside. If you're somebody who loves the short, different story altogether. All right, so some of my community members are going to be happy to hear this, but we'll see what's going on. So we're going to take a look at High Block Capital and just kind of understand some bigger picture stuff on the back end that you can't truly see on the charts, and then obviously what else, whatever else might be a good indication of further upside or downside, right? So just keep in mind, if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, love teach, build, trade, you can reference my Discord community through my homepage, essentially cryptocash.tech, where you can actually learn how to become a better trader. We've got some really awesome features, of course, such as premium market data, the trading university, which is the most important to me, helping people kind of get that foundation of knowledge going into becoming a trader. But obviously the Discord here too, where you can kind of see a lot of success stories from other members and just how well everyone's doing. We're all kind of banding together and having a great time. Furthermore, to also offer signals as well. We're coming up with some day trade signals here in the next couple of weeks if all goes well, and ultimately have that feature for you soon, where we're going to have multiple signals per day instead of just a handful of signals per week, because sometimes swing trades, honestly, they don't convert at a higher rate than day trades, right? You're not consistently trading, so just something to be mindful of. Oh, also have our CC Golden Indicator available on the website. We've got a lot of copies flying off the shelf, so be sure to check that out too. I'll reference that here in a moment, show you what that means. So 26,874, that's where we're at right now. I feel personally, just based on everything that I've shared over the last few, analysis, the price is going to continue to break down. Okay, so it had a lot of trouble getting past this point here at about 28,500 is a round number. 28,000 even is more so the strong resistance level. We've got a lot of resistance also on Ethereum at right there at about 2,000. So there's like this shelf that both coins have that's causing this massive rejection. We got a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market, so let's go ahead and take a look at that here first. So way more liquidations than for longs and shorts here in the recent past. Okay, so a lot of folks that are trying to get 28K plus, it's not really working out so well for them. Okay, same thing here as well. If we look at the last 12 hours, we can see 26,000 as well as 27,300 is the most immediate range there, or just say 26 to 28 as a round number. If I like to take a look though at like the 7-day time frame here, so you can kind of get better perspective, because that does reaffirm some of our support levels. So again, we've got some support at 22,500 as well as again 25,300. Okay, so 25.3 has the most amount of volume, and so does 29,000 even. So you could hypothetically say we're range bound between 25,300 and 29,000. If you look at the charts here, that's this guy right here, 25,300, the previous high, and of course the current high as well. All right, so again, a lot of times previous high turns into a new support. So 25.3 is our support level. There's a great chance the price, if it continues lower, will test that level. Okay, essentially filling that gap, for lack of better terms. All right, so that's kind of what I'm expecting here in the future to see that happen. A lot of open interest is occurring right here at the 26,900 mark. No surprise there. We've got a lot more longs liquidated in the last 24 hours than shorts. Open interest is down here today, telling us there's less money in the market. And typically, when you have open interest coming down and longs are getting liquidated, the price continues in that direction. Technically, we have less shorts than longs, or correction, than yesterday rather. In other words, we have less people trying to sell versus trying to buy. But the reason why that is because the fact that the price is coming down is causing that knee-jerk reaction where people are less likely to want to invest. So is the fear and greed index. So all these things kind of combining together makes sense for like a perfect storm to the downside. Okay, so again, these are like little things that you can kind of see on the back end that really kind of help you identify those general movements that could occur soon. Again, there's definitely no guarantees, but I'm confident that our short position we have is going to hit at 26.4. We're going to take some profit. Our Ethereum short is going to take, and I'm also considering a BNB and possibly another couple of other trade signals here today. those all should come to fruition because alts are getting hit very hard. Even though we see some green on the board here today, yesterday was Judgment Day, they're all on the edge of this disaster zone where the price could literally free fall down. Okay, so just be very careful going long on altcoins today, unless of course you're trying out XRP. I covered this just a moment ago, and in fact, it's one of those amazing coins that's doing very well now that there's less fear and less allegations, so to speak, in the whole court thing. All right, so do your own research there. We're not here for that, but that's generally just an observation. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts and wrap it up here. I'm getting a little wordy here, apologize. We got a MACD divergence almost forming, so this is going to show us here soon its true strength, right? It'll either bounce or it'll diverge. The likelihood of it diverging is greater because, again, we have a lot of combining factors. Rejection off 70 in the RSI, for example, that gravitational pull towards 25,300 as we saw on the back end of the charts. And, of course, we've got some moving averages well below the price action, which is good, but they're acting as magnets because a lot of times those moving averages have to be tested. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of things there, a lot of reasons why the price could pull down. We're also still establishing lower lows and lower highs. And as I mentioned before, when we had this most recent low, for example, this guy right here, this was all fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That was the news right there. We covered that with a live stream. This area right here was just the price pulling back, and then it naturally did that knee-jerk reaction to pull back up. But that wasn't warranted because it couldn't pass this level. It got rejected this level again, so we've established lower lows ever since. So that to me was the turning point. As soon as we had that fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market, the price came down. I've been short heavy ever since. Okay. Again, lower lows, lower highs, 4-hour time frame, those are kind of things that reaffirm themselves. As far as the MACD, it's still diverging, so we can't say that it's going to continue specifically because of that, but it is starting to dissipate a little bit. Okay, so really just implies that we could see a MACD convergence eventually on the 4-hour. That's not for another few hours. The likelihood of that price just breaking up is very low. We're under 50 on the RSI, above 30, also a bearish sign. And if we take a look at the 1-hour, great chance we're going to be underneath the cloud, and we still are. Truth be told, the lagging span says that we are not free and clear of the price action through it, so there's a possibility that this momentum has lost, and there is a slight chance the price could come up to retest the cloud. So going into situations like this, you typically want to wait for confirmation. Okay, now there's not a lot of confirmational signs that I'm seeing here for long positions. A confirmation would be a closure above this level here, so unless we can close at 27,377 or higher today, there's no reason why the price will continue higher. That to me is confirmation. So even though lagging spans like, yeah, we're intersecting and we don't have a tremendous amount of momentum, when you continue to ride the line here, specifically a Fibonacci retracement level that's continuing to hold, but ever so slightly, there's a great chance we're going to break to the downside. Okay. Last but not least, we can take a quick look here at CC Gold and see if there's any indication. Really, the last indication we have is a potential buy area right here. So that really just tells us that there is no reason to take a long position. We have no confirmation in this area here. And furthermore, we're within this cloud, right? And anytime you're on the opposite side of that type of, on the other side of this, if you will, it's going to be one of those situations where you're kind of buying into the rough. Okay, so if you're ever going to use CC Golden, for example, look for the greens and make sure that you are on the right side of the tracks here. Make sure you're above this and it's actually green. We have a green cloud because that essentially allows for you to get confirmation, because right now there's literally no confirmation here that we should take a long. Okay, that's the great thing about it. It helps us understand that we're actually on the right side of the tracks based on volume and the relative strength in the market. So again, literally nothing I see here that is potentially bullish. We have a MACD convergence in the 4-hour that could occur in the next couple of days, but that's only if the price action stays sideways. To me, there's way more likelihood of the price action pulling back and continuing lower. So again, if you're in my community, just keep holding the short position open. I know it sucks that sometimes you can go about a week without closing a trade, or a trade will stay open for that long, but it's going to happen. It's kind of just an inevitability at this point. The charts are speaking loud there. Unless there's some crazy fundamental catalyst that pushes the price action up today or tomorrow, further bleed out to the downside makes a lot more sense. So hedge some of those longs with some shorts, and I'll see you on the other side where you got a little bit more profit from it, right? Again, don't go too crazy, low position size, low volume, and make sure that you're not over leveraging too, right? It's important to have some self-control in this market. But on the same accord, you know your risk tolerance, work within it, and make sure you work well, and just be a safe trader out there, okay? Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you all in the next one. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time.